like the next chapter, the first chapter we read this go around, part of him becoming a peacekeeper.
Yeah.
And it happened so fast because he messed up.
It was like
crazy for me.
What? Because that section I was listening to it,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, did they just say that? Wait. And I think I replayed it like 3 times. I was like, he's a peacekeeper?
Yeah.
What? Which kind of sucks, you know? It's like he still got the bad part. I mean, later on, it doesn't seem as bad because they see each other, but still.
And the more I think about it, I felt like she kind of foreshadowed it because she mentioned it like before, like a few times.
Yeah.
Like President Snow would like reflect on his future and think, well, I either go to the academy or I become a peacekeeper or this or that.
Yeah. That part was interesting. I never imagined him to be that, because you know how we're like, oh, the peacekeepers are, or at least we don't like them. We're like so mean, and the fact that he's one of them, I'm like, wow, that can definitely contribute to him just being like straight up, mean.
Yeah.
It's ironic that, he looks down at the district people so much, he's working right amongst some of them. I thought that was funny.
And he still thinks he's like better than them.
Yeah, especially when this is the part where I actually took notes because I was reading it. I think it was the first chapter 19. He keeps judging like Sejanus's mom and like everything around. He's like, oh, bringing me stuff from home, but even then it's like, this isn't capital. They're trying to be like the capital, but it doesn't go with their personality because they're district too. I'm like, oh my goodness, like I wanna.
And she's so kind to him and feeds him.
Yeah. And he's over here like thinking this stuff. And I'm like, damn, you're evil at the core, like as you can try and be nice and stuff. And I want to like be on his side, but at the same time, I'm like, no, you're just.
Yeah. There's some things he says when it's like describing his thoughts. And I think that it helps kind of like, prove like what you were saying, Judith. Like I wrote down on page 383, he was saying that they were both exceptional people about him and Lucy, and he thinks that's on some higher level. And I am then on page 360, like when he sees Lucy or he's thinking about her, and he's not just thinking about her, he's still calculating like what's the best way to approach, what if this, what if that, and it's his girl, but like he doesn't know like what she went through and what perspective she might have now that she's out. So he's just thinking about himself.
Yeah.
Like when they're in the meadow and she was like, what are you doing here? And he was like, I'm just spending time with my girl. I'm like, what are you? What?
He's gross.
He's crazy.
Crazy, yeah. Like when did this happen? I mean, she did sing that song, and she, how she included that little section for him, which from before she did that, it seemed like it's all in his head, like she's mine, all very possessive and stuff. And we don't get to see her perspective until she sings it, and she's like, my true love. And I was like, oh, she does feel the same. Yeah. She definitely feels the same.
The part with the goat was really funny. Like he was getting all jealous, like, who is this? And
then he's like, I don't see a figure. It's like, oh, that's the goat.
That was
insane.
Yeah.
But I had a question for you guys. Do you like him as a character? Like when you found out he was going to become a peacekeeper, did you really care? I liked Katniss, and I felt sympathy for her.
The more I read this, like the more I don't like him because of those small comments I just mentioned. I really want to like him and like identify with his torn, whatever thing that he's gone through, but those like little pieces reveal his true character. Like I kind of equate him to Snape in Harry Potter, where like you think he's so evil, but in Harry Potter, like he actually redeems himself. And Snow, I don't think. Sorry, close your ears. Sorry, Judith, close your ears too. Oh my gosh. Sorry, spoilers.
No, it's okay.
But I don't think Snow will be redeeming himself. I think in the end, he's going to do whatever he can for himself still, especially with how he's being paranoid about Sejanus and all like looking through his stuff and things like that's not something a person of honor would do. It's sneaky and crafty.
And see, the thing about that is that he knows, like he's aware that, like when he was saying, "Oh no, if I win, I cheated. It's not from honor," and he keeps saying it. So in that part of him, I'm like forgetting that he's President Snow, and then in the future what he does, just focusing on the present in this book. I'm like, I want to like him too, but these are those little things where you're just like, dude. Like Snow is always on top. I don't know, but
narcissist almost. I feel like everything's for him. Like, how's he gonna improve his own life at the cost of others? And sometimes if he does kind of like seem like he thinks people are people, but most of the time, like the vibe I get is like everyone is beneath him. Especially like how he talks about Mrs. Plinth, like you guys were saying, and how he describes the District 12 people, and he's like barely only realizing that there are other people who actually have more hardships than he does.
Yeah.
And the fact that, especially when him and, I don't know how to say this guy's name, Shangus? How would you say it, guys? Say it.
Which one?
His friend, the fake BFF.
Sejanus.
Yeah. Oh, actually, the book or the audio said Sejanus.
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 That
sounds like anus now. So
yeah. Half of the names did at the end.
And then Clementia is not Clementia, it's Clemencia. I was like, okay. But yeah, I think it's, or Sejanus. Let's say Sejanus.
I prefer Sejanus.
Yeah. After I said that, I was like, I don't want to call him that. Yeah, this is Sejanus.
Sejanus is much better.
Yeah. I can't remember who said last time that Sejanus was their favorite character, and I wanna agree with that because I like him, and he's over here trying to like be like an activist and help people out. He wants to be a medic, but he doesn't want to go through the whole school thing. He's like, I just want to help people, and the fact that he's over here trying to be like the in for the rebels, it's kind of, yes, it is sketch, but he's trying to help people out, you know. And
yeah.
Nice.
I think it was Crystal S, because I remember saying, Crystal, I think he's gonna die because he's too nice.
Yeah, and I can see it because like I think the last section of this, or like literally the last sentence was Corio saying, like he lied about the money, so what else is he lying about? Like he's already not trusting him, and I'm not saying he's gonna kill him, but
he's not gonna try to save him.
Exactly. Yeah. It's sad.
Did anyone think the guy that got hung? I thought that at first it might be like some ancestor of Katniss or something, and I was like, oh no, that's why it starts. But I don't think there's any relation now.
I thought that was interesting because I like that they explained the Jabberjay and the Mockingbird. It's a Mockingjay. I was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. And then the fact that he's like, I hate these birds. So I was like, ooh, Katniss, you know? And I was like, oh my gosh. And then when Lucy is singing, she's singing the song that Katniss sang.
The Hanging Man song.
And I was like, oh no, poor Snow. He was going through it. Like, definitely going through it later on when Katniss was around, you know?
Yeah. And then it turned into like a rebellion song.
Yeah.
Too. Like, I didn't, it's interesting to see how much Lucy impacted things and like had a part in things, even so far in the future.
Yeah.
Song, and her even like putting on the pretty display that the future tributes have.
What were you gonna say?
No, I was just wondering, because Katniss and Lucy are from the same district.
Descendants.
Well, no, I don't know about. No, I was gonna say, like how if Katniss sings the same song, how does that song get to the district so that, you know, Katniss knows that song?
That's what I was thinking too. But I think she maybe later performed it because when she was singing it before Snow Jr. showed up, she was making it up, right? Like she was practicing the different chords. She was like humming it, like if she was barely creating it. And I think later on, I think even choreo says it or they mention it like, how does it go? Something about, are you coming to the tree? Something about calling their love. How does it go?
Calling out the love to flee.
Yes, where the dead man called out for his love to flee. And then they kept repeating, run, run, Lil, run, you know? And I'm like, if that song is about that, and obviously I feel like later on, that's when the whole, not the whole world, but the whole district took it as like, this is our, like a rebellion song. We're gonna use it. Like this is bringing us power because it's gonna remind us of the man that they hung, and you know. And I think they said that Arlo or like his friends were part of the rebels. So I feel like if they know that song is about their story, they're gonna be like, let's do it for him.
Yeah.
And I meant to listen to the song like on Spotify because I wonder if it will, like other verses might give hints on what's going to happen. Or if like Lucy is part of this rebellion and that's why her song is being used.
Maybe that's the reason that her and Snow will never be able to make it as a couple. Like maybe she'll decide to side with the rebel side and he won't be able to because of all his, you know, pre-existing ideas. And that's why he hates 12 so much. Like maybe it's not Katniss who is like the descendant, but maybe somehow they do become related. That's
her and Lucy?
Yeah.
It's like the same situation between Snow Jr. and Sejane, that guy. Sejanus, there you go. I was like, because he is very over here, like, I'm gonna help the people, and Snow Jr. is like, no, we gotta like, you know, do what's right, follow the rule, listen to the capital or whatever, or do my peacekeeper stuff. And I feel like you're right. Maybe what if the whole, you know how we were saying like, oh, what if they kill Lucy and then he gets mad? What if the whole thing is really just like a star-crossed lovers kind of thing where she's over here like the friend and he's like, I'm not going to change my ways. They're both stubborn that they just, it doesn't work out. And like maybe if the whole war or all this like Hunger Games stuff didn't exist, like they'd be fine. But because it exists, they can't help how they feel or what they believe.
That's kind of like Gale and Katniss and Peeta too, which I find really interesting because it's like just because of a difference in ideals, like they might go with one over the other.
True.
I also feel like they're all gonna die from a coal mine explosion because that one guy was trying to do it.
Yeah.
And I feel like if the rebellions or the rebels are trying to do it, it's gonna eventually happen, and that's how either Lucy dies or Sejanus or all that little group.
Yeah.
Someone has to die. Like there's no way that the book will end, I don't think. Because Cullen has to like break our minds somehow, and that's gonna be it.
Yeah, I'm just like, how we don't have that much left.
No.
I'm like, what are they gonna reveal to us? You know?
Yeah. That's why I think there's gonna be an explosion because we have to end it soon.
And I think that's a quick way to just say it in like one page.
Yeah. Oh,
the way they killed off of Primrose. You know how it was literally like, oh, boom, gone. Yeah. So yeah, I can see that. Oh my god, I almost.
That makes sense because like when the games were still going on, did you guys notice that suddenly like the tribute started dying much faster?
Yeah, that was. They were like, bam, bam, bam.
Boom, boom, boom.
There's two. Like, oh, there's one.
Yeah, that was fast for me. And it makes sense because, like you said, there's not that much book left. So, like, the games have to end. But I was wondering, like, well, what's going to happen in this next section?
I was so happy when she won, when she did it. She was the last one. I was like, oh my God. Because I was literally driving. I'm like, oh my God, yay. And then they say, Dean Highbottom calls him over, maybe to congratulate him, maybe to tell him about the prize. And up on the table, the handkerchief, the compact, the blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh no. And I was just like, damn, they're going to kill him. But they didn't.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty bad.
Yeah. I felt bad that he won't see his grandma again, but I was also kind of like, oh, I did that right. I was relieved that he made up with Clemmy a little bit because I thought she was gonna like kill him too because she was still mad about the snakes.
Yeah.
And I was kind of not relieved, but happy to find out that there was beef between his dad and Highbottom because I was so curious, like, well, why does he hate him so much?
Yeah.
Their kids. So that made sense to me. I solved the mystery.
I wonder what happened though, because they don't fully say, right?
Yeah.
There is just drinking involved and some kind of fight, but they don't say, yeah. And I'm very curious to know. So I hope it gets revealed.
I wonder if his dad was a rebel.
If who?
If this is like far-fetched, I know, but I wonder if his dad was a rebel.
Snows?
No. Or if he had something to do with something, and that's what caused the fight. But I just don't know what would cause such a rift between Highbottom and the dad. Maybe also Highbottom was like jonesing for his mom or something.
I think something like that. But then why was he a vapid woman? That was me.
I keep getting these like little hints from obviously the men. Because the dad, Mr. Plainth or whatever, when he was like, oh, you describe yourself like your mom, how so? And I'm like, like, why do you care? So I was like, was there something? Was he like super, like maybe interested in his mom? Like, I don't know. Let's not go there. And then with this whole Highbottom and his dad, I'm like, what if it was something with the mom? Because I feel like they keep bringing up the mom and she's just quiet. And I feel like if something happened to her or like if a guy were to approach her and like, you know, try and kiss her, like I don't think she would, you know, slap him or something. I feel like she's the type that's like, oh shoot, you know, I don't know. Because they describe her like that, you know, like she wouldn't really say much or like slap a guy or something. I don't know.
And that means like airheaded and like empty of personality. So.
Yeah, didn't they describe her like that? Was it?
Yeah, your mother was a something vapid woman or something.
Yeah.
I also think that Snow is going to have plenty of time to plan his revenge against Highbottom while he's a peacekeeper. I think that, like, hopefully we find out whatever he does to get revenge because I feel like that's something he would do. And he's definitely calculating enough.
Yeah. He is scary. Although I kind of admire him when he found out he was going to be a peacekeeper and everything he was like working towards and wanted like suddenly ended. And even though he had like his very dark hour before Sejanus, whatever his name is, came in, he was still like moving forward and like trying his best and like trying to become an officer. Again, only just for his own image and to make himself grow.
Yeah, which I think, did he say he wanted to be an officer so he can find a way back to the capital? Right? Is
something to do more than just be a peacekeeper? I can't remember exactly what he wanted to do, like his end goal. I think to be a war hero like his dad.
Oh, yeah.
To become famous. But he is definitely very ambitious.
Yeah, he is. And I really liked, one of my favorite sections was when Sejanus, whatever, when he walks in and he's like, wait, I recognize that voice. And then they're talking, they're like, oh my gosh, how'd you get here? And he's like, thank you for coming. Like, I was considering suicide. And then he's like, no, you're free. Like, this is a whole new life. It's a whole new start for you. And I'm like, wow, that one moment and like everything would have changed, you know? I was like, wow. I kind of like that they brought that in. So
yeah, they're like little opposites.
What was that?
Him and Sejanus are opposites.
Yeah.
Foils, is that what you call them?
Yeah.
Character foils.
Like where they're so different that the differences help the personalities of the other person or thing stand out even more.
Yeah, to balance each other out.
Like Harry and Ron.
Ah, Harry and Ron.
Also, let me see. I was scandalized by the fact that Lucy's ex-boyfriend like ran off with the mayor's daughter.
Oh yeah.
The reason that she's like, take that snake, bitch. Like,
yeah. And I was like, I have a feeling like it has to do with some boy, you know.
Yeah.
And then I'm glad that they said that. And he's an ass for going on these piano lessons, and then her name gets called. Like maybe he didn't do anything, but it seems like she did something. The mayor's daughter definitely did something.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But that guy is, I don't know.
What was his name? Tate?
Billy?
Tate?
Billy? Something, right? And then Sejanus is out here talking to him.
Yeah.
Like old
He's
Champ
a nice guy.
An airhead too, though, because if he's seen like talking to someone who is a rebel or not, like
That's also true.
The target put on his back as well.
Maybe they were gonna bomb the base. I don't know. A bomb's gonna go off.
Yeah, I can see a bomb going off.
I think you're right, Katie.
I don't think the Dr. Evil, Dr. Gall, whatever, or like even High Bottom are gonna personally do something. Like I feel like they're too far away from them.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely gonna be at the district.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we're gonna get more? Like more than one book?
I hope we do. I like them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you think this book is going to be enough to show how Snow gets into power?
That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if they're going to reveal it to us, or they're just going to be like, it ends here. Oh, wait until the next book. To be continued,
Because
you know?
There's going to be a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they love to have multiple movies.
Yeah. So like, it can't end here.
I'll go buy the book again. So. Colin, write it. You better write it. Yeah, because this is like the baby origin story, like from kid to like, you know, young adult. So we definitely need to find out what happens after, like in between the end of his time as a peacekeeper, to find out how he becomes president. Like that's the chunk we would need, right?
Yeah.
Because there's also, they imprisoned that one girl, Lil, and they're taking her somewhere. And I kind of almost feel like if there is a sequel, they might take Lucy somewhere. You know, they hold up prisoner hostages. But I agree that there's so many loose ends and so much more that could be discussed that there could be more than one book.
One thing I have liked too, this kind of goes back to a different section, but the title of the book, I was wondering, like, I know there was references to like, oh, snakes and singing, but I felt like the most powerful scene was definitely when she like emerged from the tunnel singing to the snakes and they were like hypnotized.
Yeah.
That was definitely like the biggest scene.
And like, how did she know to do that?
Yes, that was crazy.
But
that would not be my first. I mean, I'm not a singer.
I'm wondering if maybe some of the snakes had already gone through the tunnel and then realized they didn't do anything to her. And she's like, well, let me, like if she got in like performance mode. Like, let me be a star. They didn't do anything to me. Maybe while she was noticing that, she saw that weren't the snakes like biting or attacking other people, right? So like maybe she's like, oh, let me take this as an advantage. And she started, because later on she said, she's like, snakes don't do anything with singing. Like it doesn't affect them. Like she knew, and she had some other friend snakes, right? That's what he said. So I think she was more like, I'm going to use this at my advantage because they're not doing anything to me.
Yeah.
And it worked out.
It was smart for sure.
Dr. Gall knew how she was just like.
I thought she was gonna come down on her for like proving that, sometimes the snakes are not that harmful. So I'm happy that she didn't.
I kind of feel like Lucy is a snake. Like, I don't trust her. Like, I think she's either being used by like Dr. Goal and High Bottom. Or something, like she's a double agent somewhere. Just to
money. You're right.
Because they want their money. And personally, I think she knows how to seduce a teenage boy easily.
Yeah. Did they mention that, right? Where she said, if I need to eat and I have to, I'll flirt with everyone or like with anybody for us to eat. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But I have to do more, and I have to eat or I have to feed the little one,
Yeah.
Interesting for sure.
Yeah. I feel like we still don't really know her story.
Yeah, that's my thing. And she fell in love with Snow Jr. so suddenly.
Yeah.
So maybe she betrays him and she gets together with another guy from the district and she becomes Katniss's great grandma or grandma.
I was when you mentioned the whole Lil being in jail, I was like, you know what? What if it is like some great grandma or who knows from the Everdeen family, we don't. It's a possibility.
They don't say the last name, so it could be.
And that's what I was thinking too. I was like, wait, what is her last name? And they didn't say it.
Like, what could make Snow so jaded when he returns? That could be it. The betrayal of either Sejanus, his friend, or the betrayal of Lucy, his supposed girlfriend love,
Yeah.
After they went through all that in the arena.
Well, I don't think, even if she dies, I think for him, betrayal is means more than death.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think he holds grudges for a minute.
Yeah, he's like me.
Snow Jr. right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else could happen. It was interesting to meet her family, the Covey. I didn't think that part was going to come up. I thought I don't know why, the way I understood it, they were gone already, extinct or something.
Yeah. And they just seem like typical Southern people. Southern gypsies or something like that.
Yeah.
And I like how Snow found out that in the other districts, not everyone has a TV. So I think it kind of helped him see that he's not always going to be the center of the world.
Yeah.
Or a refrigerator, they were saying. Or even water. He's like, oh, we have to melt the ice for all 6 of us and the goat or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, they have it hard. He's like, yeah, it takes a while. And he's over here carrying ice like nothing.
Yeah.
But he's definitely when he got there, he's like, is anyone going to recognize me? It's all him.
Yeah.
Hair is gone. Yeah, definitely.
Him obsessing about his hair being gone and his appearance.
Why was his hair gone?
They shaved it for the
Peacekeeper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was about to say, because the little girl, Maud, is it Maud?
Mm-hmm.
She made a comment about that. She's like, oh yeah, you don't have hair. And I'm like, wait, what happened? And I think it's when I was driving and I was like, oh, let me take planes or something. Totally missed it. And I was like, I don't know what happened. Let's continue.
Yeah, he lost his locks.
Well, he's conceited too a little bit with his looks and, maybe make sure I get the right outfit and
yeah,
and all this jazz.
I feel like the peacekeepers is kind of like the army, the navy, those Marines, you know, where, yeah, they all go in groups and stuff.
I wonder if more will happen with the Mockingjays, because I feel like that was a big setup, and I felt kind of bad that they were going to be killed, and also strange that they're going to catch just enough to kind of study them or continue to do experiments.
And it also shows that we're still at the beginning of, like, anything they mention can happen and then become a law later on, or like become some sort of rule for like the following years. Like the fact that he's like, let me just suggest we can kill them, and they're like, oh, it was approved. And I was like, what? Like, I didn't. It's not like we can go and just be like, hey, let me suggest this. It's not gonna happen like that. You know, I feel like they have more power, and it's interesting how that happens.
And why everyone's listening to him. Like, it seems like they're using all his ideas.
He definitely can persuade people, and I think that that's one of his strengths, especially like when he found out that his other professors and people felt bad for him and they were wondering about him, whereas before everyone hated him and they didn't care.
Yeah.
He does make an impression. He knows how to make people care about him.
Yeah, how they were all pitying him for like the romance and all that stuff and what happened. And they outvoted Dean Highbottom, because I forgot what he wanted to do, but they're like, no, everyone went against him. Like everyone was kind of like on your side. And it's like, oh shoot, like, I mean, that speaks volumes at how much charm, yet again, he's very intelligent, you know.
Yeah.
He just has this power. Although he doesn't have an authority, like he doesn't have that position yet.
Yeah.
But yet he already has these different qualities that people are already listening.
It reminds me, I keep making Potter references, but how like Tom Riddle, when he was at Hogwarts, like he had all the professors won over except for Dumbledore. I don't think Highbottom is as good, but
yeah,
interesting. Like they went on to do bad things.
Well, so in the reading, I'm not like this far at all, but when I hear you guys describe that, it sounds, I mean, like Hitler, right? He had all the people's,
He was charismatic.
Not only that, but he was able to relate to them, and kind of everyone, like, because Germany was in such a bad place that they saw someone and they're like, okay, this guy can save us. So maybe we'll look at Snow later in the future.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
That's a good point, because I also noticed, I felt there was kind of a connection between like the Nazis' Aryan race, like the capital is the Aryan race, those people, and then the districts are the people that they wanted to kill. And like they basically thought they were animals and treated them like so. Even though the only thing different is that they're living in a different area.
Good one, Rico. I don't know what they're doing now too, though, saying that the immigrants are taking all the jobs and taxes, etc. So history always repeats itself.
That's interesting, because it's like, it just has me thinking about like the whole Hitler thing. How I'm over here like, oh, pobre Snow Jr. and blah blah blah, and then obviously we know how he ends up as President Snow. So like the fact that we bring Hitler, you can definitely see how this happened, which is wild, because you're like, be careful with the people who are in power.
Yeah.
Like don't go too much into them, or oh God, that's kind of scary,
Yeah. They thought they were doing the right thing.
Yeah.
The Nazis. They thought they were doing I don't know.
Like Dr. Evil, she's over here like, oh, it's for the good of the people. It's their nature to attack each other.
I think that the comparison to the Nazis is really true because for Dr. Bell, it reminds me of Dr. Joseph Mengele or something, and he was at Auschwitz and he did like so many bad experiments to people. Like he would take twins, lock them in separate rooms, and like hurt one twin to see if the other would catch a feeling of being hurt. He would inject ink into people's eyes to try to change their eye color. You know, he had a collection of people who were different, like dwarfs and you know people that were considered to be oddities at the time, and he just like conducted so many horrible experiments on them.
Yeah.
That's crazy how like this is a young adult book where you think, oh, just Katniss with her bow, you're not really thinking about it. But I remember when I was reading the series where we were like, oh shoot, like this can be very political, and like going into this, we're talking about like, oh, Snow's background, but at the same time, like you can definitely go deep into it, which is kind of nice. Because I'm not saying it's like you're masking it for the little kids or, but kind of make you think and be like, yo, yeah, it's fun and stuff, but at the same time, think about it, which is kind of cool.
Well, I got the 3 copies of the Hunger Games books from my school librarian because she's my friend, and I didn't want to wait for the public library. I was like, hey, if we have these, can I take them home?
Yeah.
And she happened to me the next day, and I was laughing because the AR level is like 5.3, which means it's like 5th grade reading level.
Yeah, there's super.
And I was talking to the librarian, like, this book, it's really good, but
maybe not.
It's a trip. And we were saying, like, maybe it shouldn't be in elementary, but I want to be, like, very careful when I say stuff like that because I know she might take my opinion, like, seriously and be like, I'm going to whip them off,
Remove and change it to, like, older teens.
And I don't want her to, like, having banned books because that's not right either. But
which is what I was thinking as we're talking about this, and I was like, it's for teens, young adults, but at the same time, at some point in our world, we did have books that were banned because you can get deep into it and be like, oh look, like Nazis. Oh look, that's control, because we're all meant to attack each other. It's our nature, like I can see why they would ban them, but I'm like, no, let's not go there. Do not ban my thoughts.
Even Captain Underpants has been banned. So.
Really? Why?
And Harry Potter. Captain Underpants, I just feel like people didn't like, all the toilet references and how, if you read it, it's really ridiculous, but the kids love it. So if they're reading, I honestly, within reason, don't care what they read.
Yeah.
Kids that have, last year I had a kid who had like 6th grade reading level, but in 2nd grade, they don't have like the stamina to read a longer book like this. Sometimes they would try, and I would ask them to see like, and I would always read the books before putting them in my library if they're chapter books, because sometimes they have like kissing or references to alcoholic parents and things that I think might be too much, but oftentimes they don't finish it. But I had a girl carrying around the Hunger Games for like a month. I don't know why. She never read it. She just wanted to like be seen carrying this like chapter book, and I was just like
Snow Junior.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that girl was a trip. I watched to see if she was actually reading it, and when I saw that it really wasn't, I was like, okay, I don't really.
Oh my gosh.
Just
for show. Jesus.
And she brought it from home too, and she would carry it around always.
Hey, I just realized you just said just for show, and that rhymes with snow.
Oh yeah. I am a.
Which, as you were saying that, you're like, just for show, and I was like, dude, that was honestly Lucy. She just did it for show.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe she is with like a spy or something, and everything is for show, but Snow doesn't know. Oh, that all rhymed.
Offered a different deal.
At least getting money. Like maybe she's not a rebel or anything like that. Maybe she's just wanting her money and like to live her life. And I think she sees him now. She can use him even more as protection and getting more things from him.
Maybe Highbottom is mad that in his eyes Snow got an easy out, and maybe he hired Lucy and gave her some money now, but secretly seduce him and break his heart or do something bad to him later, and I'll give you more money later.
Oh yeah, because he is sending her money, right? Or gave her money.
I think he gave her a lump sum, but I don't know if he's still continually sending her money.
Which we're kind of
Be getting stuff right.
It would kind of go with like what happened with Peeta and Katniss later on, how they're trying to manipulate Peeta and brainwash him into thinking all these stuff, and then wants to attack Katniss because she's the bad one. So, what if it is that?
In the movies?
What was that?
Does that happen in the movies?
Yeah.
Which one?
Brainwash him. It's one of the last ones. I want to say it's Mockingjay.
I've only seen the last one.
You saw the last one?
I have not.
Oh, you saw all the other ones?
Yeah, I think
it
so.
might be the last one because he looks bad. He's like, yeah,
super skinny.
And pobre Katniss, she's like, oh, Peeta, and he's like getting choked and stuff.
Oh my god.
Pobrecita.
The burn when Highbottom was talking to Snow, and Snow is always like, "Oh, Snow lands on top" of the whole book. And then he was like, "Is that the sound of snow falling?" I was like,
"Oh, when that happened, I was like,
you know, he was practicing that in the mirror, like he was.
Yeah. He was like, "I can't wait until he falls and I can say this line." And is it winter? Is it winter or summer?
It's, I'm gonna say summer.
Okay. Oh yeah, because it's hot, huh? Because I was gonna say the fact that he said snow is falling, and I was like, oh my gosh, Christmas. But it's probably not winter.
I was cracking up when I read that. I'm like, so funny, so evil.
They made it all kind of dramatic in the audio. They're like, snow is falling. I was like,
Ooh, I'll have to listen to it. I felt bad that they're gonna lose their home though. The grandma's probably gonna go senile. Like she might not remember him, even if he ever does get to see her.
Well,
he doesn't seem concerned that much about his cousin and grandma. Maybe that was just me, but he's like, whatever. I'll send them the money.
I don't know why I got this thought in my mind. Is the grandma getting some sort of like dementia or like Alzheimer's because she couldn't remember, or she just wasn't updated with what had happened to Snow?
I think it's the dementia because he just said he was going to be a peacekeeper and he didn't know when he would be coming back.
Yeah.
Honestly, he wouldn't be back for 20 years.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, like I'm going to miss, I'm not going to see her by the time I come back. She's going to be dead. And she's telling, I think in the letter, the Tigress, she was like, oh, she's asking about you, or like, when are you coming back? And right? I think it was in the letter.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shoot, we didn't see this earlier on. Like, that's sad.
That was sad.
I don't think she's gonna make it much longer.
Yeah.
Maybe Highbottom will just die though of old age or something, and so will Dr. Gall. Like in 20 years, something could happen to them. Highbottom has an alcohol overdose or something, and Dr. Gall gets eaten by one of her experiments. It's easier to take over because they're not there anymore.
They don't say much about the president now, right? Like we don't hear about him. Like if he's super old, he's gonna die, and they're trying to already find someone to replace. Or
well, that's why I feel like with a lot of these young adult novels, and Harry Potter included, and even the Hunger Game books, like the adults always had this higher plan that they never told the kids. Sometimes, like when they weren't telling Katniss certain things, and she had to find out after the fact. Same with Harry. So I definitely think they have a bigger plan that they just don't tell anyone. Because who knows why.
That could be true because Snow wrote a letter to Dr. Gall, right? Just in case, like, let me see if she responds. He thought maybe it was an extension of the life lesson that she's trying to give him.
I think that letter is the thing that's gonna push him through to go up there. Because I feel like I don't think she hates him. I think she's still gonna like try and help him out somehow, some way.
Yeah.
I think she sees that he's an intelligent person, but he has that like that quality of a leader that he's like, that she's like, oh yeah, we need this. Let me help him out slowly but surely.
Like she knows he'll be dedicated to his role, even if he does bad things. I mean, she doesn't care because she does horrible things, but.
Judith, I thought you said Snowy, but surely.
Oh my! I was like, well, why are you laughing? I was like, I don't know what I said. Slowly but surely. That's funny. Man. Okay. Crystal texted and said, what did she say? That she wanted to jump on. Oh, she didn't finish reading, but let me know when you are getting ready to discuss new books. Did you guys bring new books?
I have mine, but I didn't bring it with me.
Ooh.
We can
Should I
Google it.
tell her to jump on now? We're about to discuss.
Yes, the last thing I was going to say is what if they clear Lucy's memory? Like somehow she gets back to Dr. Gall and then they like wipe her memory somehow. Kind of like what we were saying about PETA.
Or they
Snow would kill her.
Yeah,
Ooh.
like that would be a good way to get to Snow. Like she's alive, but she has no feeling or perception of what happened or, you know, who she is and stuff like that.
And when we were talking about like, oh, maybe Lucy finds someone else, I was like, since she kind of has the same personality and like the same kind of like, I want to, well, not necessarily be like help out the rebels and all that stuff, but what if Sejanus and her, if they clear her mind, she's like, oh my God, we have like the same values, let's go.
And he's rich.
You know, and he's rich. Exactly. He's got money. The whole capital loves her, and like.
And Sejanus returns to the capital with Lucy.
Oh.
I'm still just interested in how Snow gets to power.
I mean, me too, but like you gotta. There's always that like love thing going on. So.
But that's why after the fact, him becoming a peacekeeper made so much sense because it starts building that narrative of him getting more, having all these different experiences. He was part of the games. He was a peacekeeper. He's gonna do more things. We know that. So it builds his portfolio to become president.
Yeah, like after the peacekeeper, how he's actually thinking about taking the test to become the officer and stuff like that, and studying for it, because Sejanus is like, nah, I don't want to study for it. I'm not gonna take it. And he's like, what are you doing, dude? Like, you know. Yeah, I think he's gonna keep doing the little checkpoints, and then eventually president will be the last one, and he'll be there.
Maybe he saves Sejanus one more time, and this time he does extort his dad, like, you'll give me money for my presidential runner so I can be president, and then it happens.
That's why I kind of feel like maybe Snow won't kill Lucy or won't do anything horrible, like obviously horrible, like maybe under, like behind a, like low key he will, but like if he kills Lucy, I don't think that would set him up to become president.
Yeah.
Because it's not good on his image.
So then Lucy dies.
It's true. It's like, yeah, you're right. If he does do something to her, then yeah, people are not going to want him to be their ruler. Damn. The next section will be the end.
Oh my gosh, I'm probably going to read right away.
I know, I kind of want to read right away. But like, what happens?
I read it all today, and it was fun. I had a super fresh in my mind.
That's what I kind of like that. And I was going to do my reading on Friday, but I forgot what I did. Oh, I went hiking. There.
Nice.
Yeah, I went hiking and then I went to the beach.
Oh.
Trying to see the sunset, and then the sunset was kind of gone. But it was still pretty nice.
Hey, what beach did you go to?
It's one by my house. It's one of my favorite ones. I mean, we have multiple ones near us, but this one is called Mandalay Beach, and the thing that was amazing was that the waves were so calm, and I had never seen them like that. And I think the tide was just very low, and somehow the waves were like crashing against each other, but very smoothly. And I was like, whoa, that seems like very relaxing. And I don't know, it seemed like a movie. It's pretty nice.
Well, that's just inspiring. What I did is like stay on Rico's couch for almost 2 days and binge watch Orange is the New Black and eat a lot of junk food and work on his scarf.
Oh my gosh, that's a cute scarf.
Thank you. This yarn has
Is
been
it green?
hold on, let me finish this row and I can show you. It's different colors, kind of like white, gray blue, and kind of like a taupe color.
Okay.
And so since I'm knitting it, it makes some pretty cool stripes.
Oh,
Like a wintry theme.
Yeah, for sure.
I like it. Did you finish Orange is the New Black?
I started watching it in college.
Okay. I don't know.
I started from the beginning.
Okay.
I think I'm on season 3 now, further than when I got in college. I want to finish it because I always remember like I started it and never finished it. Often Piper really annoys me, but it's still interesting to learn about the characters' backstories and stuff.
I think I only saw a few episodes, and then I was like, let me watch other ones, and I just like go from one thing to another, and yeah.
Yeah, I watched Netflix from like 8:30 or 9 to basically like 10 after. So.
8:30 a.m.
Yeah, I woke up like at 8:30.
Oh my god!
I was just on the couch like, in ultimate comfort the whole day. I hardly ever do that.
Wait, are you guys on winter break now?
Yeah.
How fun! It's only.
I know, I'm jealous.
We go out for days off, but they're the 2 days when I actually go back to work. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the 4th and 5th. But we didn't communicate well on the date, so yeah. Okay.
No, it's because it was kind of my fault. My boss asked me like 2 months ago, hey, what days do you want to take off? And then I responded like a month and a half later.
But you have Christmas off, right? And New Year?
Yeah, I have Christmas, but I sent him 3. I was preference 1, preference 2, preference 3.
Yeah.
So preference 3 was secretly my number 1. Because that's when it's Corina's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
But my birthday is on a Sunday and I go back to work Monday, Tuesday.
Oh.
Days he got off.
Oh.
It didn't really work out, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna order myself a nice cake. That's what I'm gonna do.
Order yourself a nice cake?
I hope so. I've never done that before, like from a Safeway Knottville bakery. Although Knottville cakes are pretty good.
Yeah, this morning I was working outside and on the shed, and it was really cold. Like my fingers were hurting, and I got a blister.
Oh.
That means you don't do that often.
Not with my left.
Yeah, that's true.
But with my right.
You know how they say that when you're like sweeping and stuff? You're like, es que no te pones a limpiar.
No, yeah, because so I've been raking too, and when I first did it, I got a blister right here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like it doesn't happen, because I can fill up my can in one day. I have 2 walnut trees outside, and during the winter now all the leaves fall.
Yeah, all the mess.
Because they're kind of wet because of the weather, and it gets stuck to the bottom of my shoe, and then I just bring all the leaves inside the house, and I have to sweep almost every day. Otherwise, it gets really messy.
That's adulthood.
I know.
Sweeping up your leaves.
That's
like
what you see in movies when it's like Christmas time, but like, you know how they do the snow stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And like in fall, it's the leaves. That makes sense.
Oh.
It's what adults do.
And it's really funny. There was a day where I piled up some leaves, but I didn't pick them up. I was going to pick them up the next day.
Yeah.
And then I come back, and there's a lot of chickens here. And the chickens destroyed my pile of leaves. I was like, what the heck? And
You done something to piss them off.
I was like, Corina, did you kick my leaves? My pile of leaves is right there. And she's like, no. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, how did my the wind didn't do it. And I was like, oh, it was the chicken.
Those chickens.
The chickens destroyed my pile
Oh,
of leaves.
chicken.
That's what chickens love to do, scratch through stuff to look for bugs.
Yep.
Well, I spent my weekend not raking leaves. I made sugar cookies, and I had one too many whiskey sours.
Ooh.
And that's. Have you guys ever had a whiskey sour?
What
I
is
don't
that?
think so.
It's really good. Whiskey, lemon juice, simple syrup, and then you can add an egg white or not, but it makes it like a froth.
Oh,
Interesting.
It kind of tastes kind of like lemonade,
that's
but sweet.
what.
It's good.
I've had
And
it
it has
once.
maraschino cherry in.
Ooh. I was thinking of buying some hard liquor for Christmas. So I'm probably going to buy a bottle of Jack and maybe I'll try it. Remember the Jack and Coke days, Judith?
Yeah, I saw a Coke today in the fridge, and not kidding. I opened it and I'm like, I feel like there's some Jack missing up in here. And I haven't had it in a while, but it was that thought where I'm like, do I have some Jack where I can just boop, slip it in? But
I got my cousin a bottle of Jack for Christmas / his birthday, and I wrapped it in this.
it's in there? Oh, that's funny.
I mean, it's kind of open because the cap is like all the way up here, but I kind of hid it.
Oh,
Well,
that's
you're
cool.
reusing. We're not wasting.
That's
Yeah.
what I did. I'm reusing my boxes from like Amazon and shoes and stuff that I have.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of funny because one time, I think 2 years ago for Christmas, he gave one of my cousins, Jessica, a gift, and he put so much tape that she couldn't open it without scissors,
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
which was really funny.
I recently saw videos where you wrap things into something that they're not. So like, let's say it's just like AirPods or something, because that was one of the ones they did. It's a tiny little box, and they wrapped it into a ladder. And I'm like, yeah, so like you think you're getting a ladder, but it's just like the AirPods.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, I wish I did that. That's creative.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been craving a Jack and Coke. I think I'm going to go buy some.
I thought about you used to get it from your uncle, Karina, the Don Julio
1942.
1942.
Nice.
But my friends and I were going to split it 4 ways because it was a right.
$30 each.
Yeah.
That was a really good tequila.
Should we discuss our books and then like have Crystal just say her book, or do you think she would want to hear the other ones? She probably wants to hear them, huh?
She said give me 15, but let me see how long ago that was.
Oh, she said 15? Oh.
52. And it's been 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. She was gonna have like a little carne asada. I went to visit yesterday to get a haircut because it was time. And
huh? You're lucky you're so close to her. I was thinking that the other day too. Like, I want Crystal to cut my hair again.
Yeah, my ends were bad, and I was like, no, girl, I have to go. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So I dropped off her gift, and I cut my hair.
When we went to Bass Lake, Katie, she gave us all haircuts.
That's good because I cut my own hair like 2 weeks ago. Just
Yourself?
like 6 inches off too because it was all dead. I haven't gotten a haircut in like a year.
Oh my gosh.
So I have to like,
scared?
huh?
Aren't you scared you're gonna like make it all wrong?
Well, I was a little bit. My mom helped me and it was a pretty easy tutorial.
Okay.
And it's just like a straight cut pretty much.
Yeah.
And I like went in and like took some of the bulk out. But it is kind of, I mean, it's not the most beautiful haircut.
Yeah.
So I like put a little curl in it to make it not so, I don't know, boring like a blanket.
Yeah.
But I figure like it's still long enough where it won't put me in the beyond that it's not horrible or it's not great. And then when I can get a haircut, they'll be able to fix it.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I'm gonna take some notes on the book I'm gonna propose. And I'm gonna, because I don't know who's gonna win, I'm gonna request them all at the library and see if they come on time. Because they don't have the more popular books, but that would be fun.
Well, mine, I know, is on Amazon for $8, and they usually have it at Target.
Not bad.
Let me see. I mean, Crystal's not here. You don't have to do your pitch now, but let me see your books.
Okay, hold on.
Nightingale.
Oh, I feel like I've seen that.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a movie.
Down.
I like watching the movies after we read the books, although I only did it for The Shining. I feel like it helps compare and contrast more.
The Wild one was, slow and me. That wasn't good.
Yeah, no, I think that one they took definitely liberties from the book.
I think I've had this book for a year, and I just never read it. So.
Okay, this one's mine, Judith. I've pitched it before. I'm trying again.
That one did so good in like a lot of the different lists of the year. I'm interested in reading it.
I won't pitch more. That's all I'm gonna say for now until Crystal comes. But I'm gonna write down my specs.
I didn't really pick a book, so I was also gonna pitch the same one as last time. Because I saw on Instagram that it did pretty good on this like one person. She's like, it was so good and it was so cute. And I was like, I want that. But as I wait for Crystal, I might just throw in a different one instead of that one. So I looked through all the books I've had over the years that I haven't read.
I know, I have a big pile at home too.
Yeah. My sister, she came into my room and she's like, you have a lot of books. I'm like, you've known. But I guess she kind of forgot. That was pretty funny. Let's see. What do I want?
Was Anne Rice the one who wrote An Interview with a Vampire?
Oh, yeah, that one. Mm-hmm. Is it that one by Anne Rice too?
No, it just like when you open up the cover and it has like the little quotes from
people.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, Judith and Katie, see a picture of his baby?
Who?
I
Alvaro?
said,
Moises, you already had the baby? OMG. When?
when we go? October?
October 29th, the same as
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh, their parents. Wait, did they get married? Have they gotten married yet?
they're going to.
Oh, okay.
What?
Oh my god, baby.
Oh, it's very cute.
Oh, that's adorable. And los ojitos. Like, hello. Hi,
He
world.
has his little chin, which I think is so funny. Then I have another picture.
That's so cute.
Yeah, I will do this. This is a beanie that I crocheted with Cal Polyco.
Aww.
It looks like Buddy the Elf with a little
Oh, yeah.
and yellow beanie.
And then it has a spot of white at the top.
What's his name?
Her name is Luna.
Her name? Oh, I thought it was a boy. Cute. That's adorable. I love it.
A very good name.
What?
Of all names, too, like my parents could have named me Luna, Clemencia. They named me Caitlin.
I like Caitlin.
Clemencia.
For the girl, yeah. Clemencia.
Clemencia reminds me though like of chlamydia or dementia.
Yeah.
When I say it, or because I thought it was clementia, it reminded me of chlamydia.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see dementia too. Oh man, these names.
I don't know why I always do this. I can never find the calendars for my days off.
What do you like on your?
Yeah, I don't know where to look for it.
They don't have like a simple button that just says calendar?
They used to have it on one website and then they changed stuff, so now there's like 3 websites and I don't know.
Oh.
I don't think it's on your retirement plan though. It should be like on.
I have no idea. I have no idea where.
Sorry. It's like, that ain't it.
Oh god.
I also found this picture that I thought was interesting, Judith, in case you want to use it, but it's like someone made a present out of books that they have.
Oh my gosh, that is cute. I was like, I don't know what I'm seeing. I thought it was like a little person.
I didn't understand it either until I read the caption.
That is so cool. I'd be down to do it. I think I have enough.
Happy
Red.
birthday, Crystal.
Thank you.
Hello, happy
Ramiro bien
birthday.
despeinada.
Happy birthday.
Mucho baile o qué?
Huh?
Mucho baile?
No, we were at Luis's parents' house. So I was like,
Oh.
we have to go.
Because you said que estabas despeinada. I was like, mucho baile.
No, I honestly I didn't really comb my hair this morning, so I was kind
Mucho
of just.
perreo.
This is the first time I'm seeing myself in a few hours.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, I was kind of just low key. My dad made me dinner, and then we went to Luis's parents' house just for a little bit.
Nice.
I didn't get my cake. You're supposed to eat cake.
I know, I forgot as well.
My sister brought gelato, and I was gonna eat it, but we were having a discussion, so now it's juice.
Oh.
I'm gonna just freeze it, and then I'll restart and be like, okay, it's cold.
It's good to go.
Yeah, I mean, it still tastes good right now. I'm like, but it's okay. Let's start with their books. ¿Quién va primero? Do you want to go
Listen
first?
first.
Birthday girls first.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Ooh.
I hope you know none of you have read this book because it came out like a few years ago. But I picked The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
My God.
So this one was actually recommended to me by TikTok. So I want to show you guys the video. The reason why I decided to go with it. Hold on. Let me turn up the volume.
I don't have a TikTok.
Hope you guys can see it.
Yes.
Maybe if I turn down the brightness.
Yeah.
We see your home screen.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you what I love about this book. So by the title, it's The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, right? This goes through the period of her life, like in the 50s, like all the way to the 80s, and then to the current period when she's like telling her story. Each husband, her story with each husband was just so devastating and like so beautiful. But it is her greatest love. I have to take a pause or else I'm gonna cry. It is her greatest love that like really gets you. I'm honestly trying not to cry because like just thinking about this, oh my god. Don't take my emotional mess like as a sign like, oh, this is like really bad, like don't read it, because it's freaking amazing. She talks about her loves in this book. And I think what's gonna hit you the hardest is her greatest love and also her purest love. I keep having to cut because I'm like crying between. God, where was I going with this? Like this had me hoping that Evelyn was a real person. Like I freaking Googled her because I was so convinced she was real. Anyway, please read it. Let me tell you what I love about
She was
Just
crying.
her emotion seemed
Yeah.
very passionate about it, and I was like, that looks really interesting. So it's like, to me, when I think about it, it's like her 7 husbands are symbolic. I feel like they're not going to be her actual husbands. Like I feel like it's like the process of going through life, and I feel like because she picks who does she pick? She picks a like a person you tell your like who's gonna do your interview, right? What's that person called? I'm totally spacing on it.
Interviewer?
Like someone who interviews you to see.
Interrogator? No, that's like investigation.
Oh, she chooses an unknown magazine reporter to tell her story. Like I feel like she purposely picks this person who's like unexperienced in this like in this field, to where it's like you like so that she can share like what she's learned along the way, like life lessons and whatnot. That's why I mean like her 7 husbands are symbolic, where it's like, oh, this 7, I don't know, like steps she went through life or whatever, learning. I don't know. That's, to me, it sounded really interesting. Like, oh, it has a lot of like symbolism in it. Like, I feel like it's going to be different. And I feel like the girl's emotions just had me like, why are you crying? I want to cry.
Because she was about to break down.
Yeah.
I want to break down.
That's exactly. I was like, I want to cry.
Wow. That's good. I've come across that book. Sometimes that's on TikTok, but other times also on the Instagram, like the book one.
Mm-hmm.
And they all have really good reviews. And they're like, if you like this book, you're going to like this. And I was like, maybe I should read it.
Yeah. It did say it's the same author from the Daisy Jones and the Six, which I think was recommended by, it's
Daisy
on
Jones and the
the
Six.
Book of the Month. Yeah, I think it was on Book of the Month, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay. So it's the same author.
I heard this one was good. I haven't read it.
Mm-hmm.
It was Book of the Year in 2019, and I should have read it.
Yeah.
Should have read it. Yeah.
I guess this one was said to be like the to-read book in like 2017 or something like that.
That's so cool.
I've definitely seen that before, and I wanted to read it.
That one?
The 7 Husbands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is why we should pick it.
Yeah, when you first started seeing it.
Okay, ¿quién sigue?
By selling it?
Yeah, it was a video. It was the girl who was almost crying.
Right? I feel like I couldn't have told it as good as her.
Okay. ¿Quién quiere ir?
I'll go next. Okay, I have this book, Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reed. It's a New York Times bestseller, along with being the best debut novel by Goodreads this year and a nominee for Reese's Book Club. It is the story of a young Black woman who was babysitting, and she had the child who was white in a grocery store, and she got accused of kidnapping in the grocery store. So it talks about like what happened there and what happened after. And I didn't read more because I was afraid of spoilers, but it has 3.8 stars on Goodreads, and I think that it would just be very interesting to see what happens after that. I think it's like her interactions with the child's mom and her trying to like make up for that incident, but I don't know much more from there. So I'm intrigued.
And it has a very pretty cover.
Mm-hmm.
So that sells me.
Evelyn. Okay.
There was 2.
Huh?
There was 2.
I can go next with my. Well, I'm not good at selling things, so it's gonna probably not interest you. But it's called The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, and it's, let's see, I looked it up on Wikipedia because it doesn't have a synopsis on the book, but the book tells the story of 2 sisters in France during World War II and their struggle to survive and resist the German occupation of France. It was inspired by a true story of a Belgian woman who helped down Allied pilots to escape Nazi territory. It's another New York Times bestseller, and they are going to make a movie. But I've had it for like a year and I've never read it, but I have heard a lot of my friends have read it and they said it was like one of their favorite books. But I like that it's history based and in France, because I like France, I like Paris. So I thought that was interesting. But yeah, that's my spiel.
A thriller / gothic. Is the movie out?
I don't think so. There isn't. I was looking
there's
it
a
up.
trailer.
There is a movie called The Nightingale, but I don't think it's related.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a different, but they are making one.
Yours is by Kristen
Hanna.
Okay. Got it. Ooh.
It says an unforgettable portrait of love and war.
Oh.
That's cute. And yours was such a fun movie. Images. So, Dailene didn't send me anything.
What about Crystal? Was she not?
She didn't finish reading, and she's like, "Oh, I'll finish by next week, so I'll join you guys by then." So
she's not gonna pitch a book.
Let me ask. If she's gonna.
Stop it! What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh yeah, so.
Did you want to porch a book? Oh my god.
Did you want to what?
Got a haircut.
Yeah.
Oh, he looks new.
He looks right. He looks like a whole new pup. Say hello. Oh, you drank too much water, huh? You're burping.
What's his name?
Cute.
His name's Ramon.
Ramon. I like that name for a little puppy.
Yeah. And he has like those bushy white eyebrows, so like looks like a little old man.
Little old man Ramon.
Like the Ramon name suits him.
Seven husbands of evening. You.
Judith, I felt super famous that you used one of my pictures for the reminder today.
I put it up right as I was hitting the part where Lucy was singing the song, and I was like, I have to put the song. I have to put it. Yeah. That's so cute. You're like, I'm famous. Or you're like, they chose my pitch. Or like Spider-Man, how they pick his The different pictures and stuff? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let me give me a good picture.
Okay.
Well, Crystal didn't reply. So I was thinking of pitching a different book. There was this one. Everything I Never Told You. But you know what? Let's do it. I don't even know.
Do it.
I don't know. I was gonna go back to this one, but I feel like we got a good competition, so I'm gonna ignore it. Let's not bring that one in. I'll read it later, and then if you guys want to read it, you can borrow. I was just going through the books that I haven't read, and this is one of them. I think I got it at a thrift store. Everything I Never Told You. I'm just gonna read the back.
Okay.
I just read it right now. And I think it was more like it's about the struggles between a family. The mom, the dad, the mom, the child, like the mom and the daughter, the father and the son, and then like the husband and wife and stuff like that. So it says, Lydia is dead, but they don't know this yet. So begins this exquisite novel about a Chinese-American family living in the 1970s, small town, Ohio. Lydia is the favorite child of Marilyn and James Lee, and her parents are determined that she will fulfill the dreams they were unable to pursue. But when Lydia's body is found in the local lake, the delicate balancing act that has been keeping the Lee family together is destroyed, tumbling them into chaos. A profoundly moving story of family, secrets, and longing. Everything I Never Told You is both a gripping page-turner and a sensitive family portrait, uncovering the ways in which mothers and daughters, fathers and sons, and husbands and wives struggle all their lives to understand one another. Wow, I was dying. But yeah, I think it'd be a cool one. I don't know.
That's by the author of Little Fires Everywhere, right?
Is it?
I recognize the name. Yeah.
Celeste?
Mm-hmm.
Celeste?
Her other book
And so, let me see.
has been pretty famous too. So it must be good.
Everything.
Well, I am undecided. They all seem really good. And different genres too.
Mm-hmm.
When are we picking? Are we picking this week? We have to, right? Because we need it by the following week.
Mm-hmm. True.
And with shipping delays, if someone were to order it.
Especially because Amazon right now is like so backed up, right?
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't pick it up at your local Target or bookstore.
Should we do it by...
Let me look at the calendar. Yeah, because we're going to be busy on Christmas and stuff probably.
That's what I was going to say. Christmas and Christmas Eve fall on Thursday and Friday.
Mm-hmm. What if you put it on Tuesday night, Judith, and then tell Darlene and Crystal if they truly want to make a pitch, like that still gives us time
to do it.
Decide to include it, and then decide by Wednesday, and we could order it before like all the Christmas jazz happens.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's true. Okay. So we should vote by Wednesday, you said? Or...
So put them up on Tuesday so that they're finalized.
I was going to put them up
Wednesday.
right now. If they don't suggest anything. I was like, might as well put them up now. They're up, and you guys can, whoever, yeah, she said I forgot.
Yeah, you can do that too. I mean, I think it's better when we have a little less options.
Mm-hmm.
That way it's not like, you know, I think there was that one time where we had like 6 different books or something. What if everyone votes for a different one?
There was a tie that time, right?
Which is, I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
And it was tough. And that's why I do your first and second choice. And at first I was like, whoever just picks the first choice, like whatever has the most first, I'll take it. But at the same time, if there's a second option, that means that people are interested. So I do the total votes. And then that's how I go. And Daylene said she forgot. She'll send it tomorrow. No later than 5 p.m. Just kidding.
Was dime ahora? Like, tell me now. If you already know what it is.
She's gonna be like, I don't know what book. Watch.
Just select one at random. It's not going to win.
No, I haven't. She's not. I don't think she's home. It's not.
So what you're saying is select your least.
Yeah.
The one I mean,
Select your
but the
least.
one that we're reading now is the one Dailene picked.
A ver, díganle. Go, tell her.
A ver, Corina.
Díganle que escoja el que no.
Are you recording? Are you asking us to text her or you?
No, I'm recording you guys.
Yeah. Oh, she's recording.
Just pick one.
Pick one, Dailene.
Any.
You still said you're not gonna win, so. She doesn't. I don't think she has a book. I think she's still thinking about it.
Well, last time she just picked one from the back of her bookshelf, and it won.
Yeah, it was very.
I feel like she should just pick a book from her bookshelf.
She did? I thought.
Yeah, she had it. Remember? She's like, I've been wanting to read it.
The one.
Yeah, and she just turned around. She's like, let me read. Let's pick this one.
I thought she had it in mind already. You know what? You're right. You're right.
Oh, I don't know. She probably had it in mind, but was like I already have it. Like, let's check. Like, I want to read that one because it's new.
She said, I don't.
But it won. That's what I'm saying. She should just turn around, pick one.
She just said, I don't know yet. All right, well, we already have 4 really good books.
It's going to be a hard pick this time. I think every time it is, but I feel this time they're especially strong.
They've been getting harder and harder, right?
Oh.
And this is our, 7th book.
Okay, so I'll do that. I never told you. I'll put up the books we said. Tuesday.
Alrighty.
Oh, Wednesday? Open Wednesday, close Thursday.
No. Open Tuesday, closes Wednesday, so that we can order it by Christmas.
So you would have to, yeah, okay. Because I understood you said, tell the people to give me the book by Tuesday. But if we're opening it Tuesday, it's too late.
Well, I mean, if you open it up Tuesday, midday, it still gives them time. It's Sunday. They have all Monday. They should be giving it to you by the end of Monday.
I work, so it's going to be open by Tuesday later.
Yeah, so it's they have all that time.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do Tuesday to Wednesday. Wednesday being that's the end.
Yeah, Wednesday, so it's Wednesday night we will know so that we can order it by Wednesday night, Thursday.
Yeah.
So that it gets here hopefully by Sunday.
That's fine.
Did we read Chloe Brown after Vanishing Half? I'm trying to write all of them down.
I think it was Vanessa came after.
Yes.
Crystal found the book. See, she's on
she
it.
Did?
She did. She's interested. Wait. Corina read it. I know Corina read it. Okay, so it was, you said Vanishing Half, then Get a Life, Chloe Brown, by Dark Vanessa, The Shining, Wild, and
Wild.
Hey, I forget Wild.
My Dark Vanessa and Wild. Yeah. And then this one. I'm just trying to see how many we've read. What book was it, Judith?
The Vanishing Half was our second book, right?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, because The Guardian was first.
Did we read Chloe?
Yeah, The Guardian was June, and then we started in March, and then we ended up finishing in May.
Don't say that to everybody, Judith. Not everybody needs to know. You're recording. Everybody knows we lagged.
That's why you need to be in a group because it helps you, join us. Just kidding. The book is The Not So Perfect Mexican Daughter. I am not your perfect Mexican daughter. You read it.
Oh, okay.
I remember you did.
Yeah, I've read it twice pretty recently. I don't mind rereading it again, though, if you guys truly want to and it wins the vote. I already have it at home. It talks a lot about a lot of good themes. And it has a lot of angst.
I love angst.
Maybe you would like it. A lot of like Mexican culture and just like old gender roles versus new ones and expectations. And I'll pitch it for Crystal. A mysterious death, a forbidden lover, rebellion against your parents, the romance of the first love, etc., etc.
Sounds interesting. Sounds like my kind of book.
It sounds like my life.
It's also a New York Times bestseller. Yeah, and I think if you're like Mexican and grew up with parents that were somewhat strict, you will identify with it.
I know parents that are more strict than my parents, but yes.
I actually got off pretty easy too, even though sometimes I feel like I didn't, but it could have been worse.
Crystal said, OMG, should we read it for a third time?
Tell her for her I would.
Oh, she said.
You can put the cheese emoji too if you want to. I could read it in Spanish too. That would make me sit down.
Have you read it, Crystal or Katie?
No.
No? Okay.
Because then it would be like a 1 in 5 chance that it wins.
But she's the best.
She's like, I know.
Okay, I'll include it on there. Hey, at least she was on. She had her book, so I feel like we should include it on there.
We should include it.
Yeah.
Well, tell Eileen hers might not make it because she doesn't get it on time.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'll text mom her right now. Where's your book?
She's like, I'm gonna give you my pitch beforehand. I'll let you know, because she was gonna go off somewhere. I don't remember.
Yeah, she's at Sequoia.
Yeah, but she didn't do that. So
she was supposed to join the group, right? Even in the forest, and she said no, she couldn't.
She said she didn't want to. I think.
Yeah.
She's embarrassed. Whatever. Okay, so our books are up. Last section next week.
So we finished the book by now. Oh my god, I still have like 100 pages to read for this section.
Honestly,
I read like half the book.
I'm considering rereading it because I listened to it for most of it, and I was like, I feel like I'm not that into the discussion, but I mean, it was a pretty good discussion, and I think we talked about it very well. But yeah, I'm like blinking on certain things. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that happened. Right?
Yeah, you should go back and take your time because I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of important information.
A lot of
read it slow.
Yeah.
I got it. Okay, boss. Yeah, I have to go because I have to go clean up my kitchen.
Happy birthday, Crystal.
Thank you.
A wonderful rest of your birthday. Y que cumplas muchísimos años más.
Feliz cumpleaños a ti. Feliz cumpleaños. Feliz cumpleaños, Crystal. Feliz cumpleaños a ti.
Thank you.
I'm just kidding. That's like so long. Okay.
Okay. Buenas noches.
Bye.
Hasta la semana que viene.
Hasta luego.
Good one.
Bye.
Buenas noches.